16, ARU 3, 81 female, possible CVA, confusion.
Medical problems are the Spokane Fire Department's #1 call for service. However, once medics arrive, sometimes they find the patient who dialed 911 really isn't in need of high-level emergency care.
Somebody having non-priority symptoms, sore throat, hurt shoulder, nondescript abdominal pain.
Up until early last year, those low acuity cases were transported to local emergency rooms because there were no other options available.
We have always put people in the back of an ambulance and taken them to the hospital.
In 2016, that old school way of dealing with 911 calls led to 10,000 ambulance rides to the ER, and later doctors determined a lot of them really weren't necessary.
Those increasing number of calls for those situations actually overwhelm the emergency care system and take resources away from the cardiac arrests, the strokes, the heart attacks, and that kind of thing.
And that's why Spokane and Spokane Valley Fire are now taking a new approach to their medical calls, a program called Spokane Ride to Care.
Hey partner, how you doing?
So dial 911 and you'll still have EMTs and paramedics evaluating your injury or illness in a matter of minutes. But how and where you're taken for treatment could now be different.
We'll provide at no cost a transportation from their residence or from the scene to the urgent care.
MedStar Transportation has a contract to provide ride-to-care service. Their paratransit vans are wheelchair accessible and equipped with fire extinguishers. Drivers like Damon Agnew know first aid, CPR, and are dispatched to calls at the fire department's request. Patients are taken to participating urgent care centers, but only if their symptoms don't warrant emergency treatment.
Chest pain that's cardiac related, even if it's minor, strokes, any kind of major trauma, those people are not going to be referred into the program.
How you feeling?
Great.
Great.
On the other hand, patients with non-emergent health problems can use the van to get to an urgent care facility where they're going to get treatment and start feeling better a lot sooner.
By getting somebody to an urgent care, they're going to get access to a physician or a nurse practitioner faster than if they went to the emergency department and sat in the waiting room.
Oh, absolutely. You get the appropriate level of care, but at the same time, you also get timely care.
The Ride to Care van also picks up patients after they've been treated and takes them to participating pharmacies to have their prescriptions filled. Spokane Neighborhood Action Partners, or SNAP, help find funding for Ride to Care and administers the program in the hopes of providing better medical treatment.
So we're not denying care. What we're doing is trying to get them the right care. So right care to the right person in the right setting at the right time.
Experts say by letting paramedics triage 911 medical calls after they arrive on scene and then using Ride to Care when it's appropriate can save everyone time and money.
Can we improve the healthcare experience for the individual, getting them better access to care faster, and then reducing the overall cost to the healthcare system?
However, to make sure Ride to Care is meeting performance standards, SNAP has asked the Spokane Regional Health District to independently assess the program.
Robert! Hands free!
His name is Robert, and back on December 8th, the despondent man was trying to commit suicide by cop. Fortunately, Spokane police did not have to shoot Robert with bullets that day. Instead, one of the officers was armed with a 40-millimeter launcher that fires a piece of hard foam really, really fast.
It's going to hurt, it's going to sting, but it's going to be non-lethal, and it allows us to control a person, modify their behavior without putting them or the public at greater risk.
In Robert's case, Officer Jeremy Howe was armed with a less lethal 40-millimeter. Kyle Edigoyen brought his AR-15 upstairs when he heard Robert was allegedly brandishing this knife.
When it escalated is when that person left his apartment and started chasing people around the hallways. That's when I knew it started getting very serious.
Officers evacuated other people from nearby apartments and tried to talk to Robert on the phone. Instead, Robert demanded the officers kill him.
When he exited that room, we already had a game plan in place that we were going to try and deploy our less lethal, which would be the 40 millimeter, also a taser, and try to stop him before he approached us at all.
Robert! Hands free!
Despite commands to disarm himself, Robert came out of his apartment with a knife above his head and charged the officers.
No!
The foam round hit Robert in his pelvis, taking him to the ground. Irigoyen was just a little more than a second away from firing his rifle that shoots very real bullets.
It is split seconds. It's, I was telling the officer down at my side, deploy, 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 because I'm wanting him to try that option first.
While the taser was ineffective, the less lethal foam round found its mark, and Robert is still around to get help for his problems.
It was very rewarding. Me and the less lethal officer, kind of a high five type situation afterwards. I thought it was great work on him getting the target he did and making the shot and taking him down. It sounds like from the suspect, he was upset that we didn't shoot him.
Excellent. Outstanding job, everybody. Keep it up.
Unfortunately, not all suicide by cop scenarios have happy endings. Charge or threaten the cops with any deadly weapon, and you're very likely to get shot. But when officers have time to assemble enough manpower and special equipment, despondent people can get a second chance to recover from their mistakes.
Police work has been described as nothing but seconds and inches. And what this allows us to do is create a few more seconds to gain a few more inches to control somebody and to maintain the safety for our public.
In 2016, Spokane voters approved funding for the Spokane Transit Authority's Moving Forward plan to maintain, improve, and expand our region's transit system. The plan includes more than 25 projects to provide safe, accessible, convenient, and efficient public transportation to the greater Spokane area. These projects have been developed and prioritized with public input and by looking at other successful transit service across the country. These transit projects are designed to make some of our community's busiest corridors safer and easier to navigate for motorists, bus riders, cyclists, and pedestrians. One of the projects is the Central City Line, a bus rapid transit route that will connect neighborhoods, universities, and destinations in central Spokane. The Central City Line and other high-performance transit projects share features that will improve the flow of travel in 3 ways. First, high-performance transit projects will mean more transit service more often, without more traffic. This allows for spontaneous travel throughout the day, without worrying about bus schedules or intricate planning. Second, riding the bus will be more comfortable and convenient. High-performance transit includes shelters from the elements, safer lighting for night travel, and crossings to get to stations. Modern electric buses used for the Central City Line will be quieter than other buses. Finally, high-performance transit will make boarding simple with pre-ticketing and all-door near-level boarding. This equals a fast, convenient, and stress-free experience at bus stops. High-performance transit stations and quick loading will help STA provide more convenient transit more frequently. Strong transit systems are a critical element of efficient transportation and growing economies. The Central City Line will bring more people to businesses, work, and events. And it will benefit everyone who uses our roads, from riders and motorists to cyclists and pedestrians. To learn more about high-performance transit and the Central City Line, visit stamovingforward.com.
Because of Shriners Hospitals for Children, I can play basketball. I could climb stairs. I can write my name.
At Shriners Hospitals for Children, love is caring for a child, regardless of the family's ability to pay. If you know a child we can help, visit shrinershospitalsforchildren.org.
When is less really more? Less leaking in your plumbing means more money in your bank account. Easy fixes to toilets and faucets save money for you and water for everyone. Go to slowtheflowspokane.com to find out more ways to use less water.
Every day we go about our lives driven by routine and blindfolded to the realities of the world around us. Our vision is clouded by the very normalcy we take for granted. countless victims of human trafficking walk among us, seemingly invisible. Until now. The Blue Campaign provides a unified voice for those who oppose the heinous crime of human trafficking. Whether it's forced labor, domestic servitude, or the sex trade, it's time we open our eyes.
Sorry, I didn't even see you.
No one le metas.
Learn what you can do to help by visiting dhs.gov/bluecampaign.
While most of us are still behind the wheel of our daily commute, downtown Spokane's clean team is already hard at work.
I love working outside, and I take pride in helping the community and keeping it clean.
The job involves a lot of sweeping and dumping trash cans just about every morning.
With my job, it's a never-ending battle, but we get through it.
But now, Natalie and Nina are getting a new tool to help them and the rest of us keep downtown a lot cleaner. That's because the City Council has approved the installation of 40 new garbage containers. They all have solar-powered compactors, and half of them a recycling bin as well.
When you put something in the Big Belly, it stays in the Big Belly. You don't have to worry about windblown litter or bugs or pests getting inside. It's completely contained.
Solar panels collect enough energy to periodically compact the litter, so a single Big Belly container can hold 5 times the amount of our existing trash cans that Natalie and Nina wrestle with every day.
So imagine when you add all of that extra capacity to a particular location and the smart technology telling you exactly how full it is. That's why that waste can stay so much longer and you can reduce your collection so significantly.
And because downtown trash cans won't have to be emptied daily anymore, the city's solid waste workers will now be doing the pickups. Sensors inside of the Big Belly keep track of capacity and send out real-time readings about when the garbage truck should stop by to haul away the waste. And that means the clean team will have more time to work on other downtown concerns, like removing graffiti, cleaning sidewalks, and making railway viaducts safer for everybody to use. While some cities find it easier to ignore the homeless, Spokane chooses to embrace everyone. And so as we try to help these folks transition to new lives off the street, it's important to know a little bit more about them.
It's an opportunity to engage and hear the stories of those that are experiencing homelessness, connect them with resources, learn more about the situations that can cause homelessness.
Some of the people experiencing homelessness are constantly on the move, searching out food, a place to sleep, and ways to meet their needs.
I didn't know about shelters. I didn't know where to go. My family gave up on me.
So in order to better understand this part of our community, later this month, the city is conducting a census.
We're asking questions about the primary reason for homelessness, how many times someone's been homeless in the last year, how many ER visits they've had.
Interviewing everyone in a simultaneous head count, including people living out of their cars and under bridges, is going to take a lot of manpower.
What we're all here for today is to conduct the point-in-time count.
That's why the city is training volunteers to help with the surveys and at the same time connect people with valuable resources.
They're people, they're just like us, and they just need a helping hand. They just want to be heard. We want to make sure that they know that we want to help them.
Organizers also need an accurate count of our homeless youth. So Pizzerita is offering a coupon for a free slice of pie for all the teens who show up to the Everybody Counts events held exclusively for young people.
The data that we collect helps us to be able to make sure the resources that we're providing meet the needs, that the services are in the locations that they need to be, and better support the folks that need the services.
And so even if you don't have homeless people hanging out where you work or shop, their problems are really our problems. And the point-in-time count is designed to calculate some solutions.
We see it impact nearly every aspect of living in our community. And again, it shouldn't fall to a few to try to address this problem. It really requires a comprehensive, holistic, citywide effort.
Deep inside a city building, there's a place where it rains money in a noisy storm of falling coins. Thousands of dollars in quarters, dimes, and nickels that have to be collected from parking meters almost daily.
The main issues for us is if they're not collected quickly enough, these cups will actually fill up with coins, and it'll start to kind of stuff up the meter through the coin chute. You won't be able to actually get any additional change through.
While paying for parking in cash is convenient for drivers, using your phone has quickly become another customer-friendly alternative. And remember, all those coins create some heavy metal challenges. This machine divvies up the change based on its denomination. The sorting stops when each bag tips the scales at about 25 pounds. So these guys get to skip hitting the gym after work because on this day alone, shelves inside a city vault will be loaded down with 1/4 ton of coins until an armored car service can haul them all away. And that's one reason officials are excited that more people are paying for their parking with their cell phones.
Honestly, the number one answer I could give you is it allows you to park downtown a little more conveniently, not having to carry around a pocket full of change to, fill up the meter.
So here's how the Passport parking app works. From the comfort and safety of your front seat, type in the number of the zone you'd like to use, your car's license plate, and your credit card number. Then choose how long you'd like to stay. Even though the meter will still say it's expired, parking enforcement officers won't write you a ticket because when they run your plate, they'll see you still have plenty of time left on your app.
You can set it up to where it notifies you when your session is about to expire. It'll give you an opportunity to get back to it, to either move your vehicle or to add that additional 15-minute extension to your time.
Everybody likes free parking, and with a Passport app, you can purchase a block of parking time to use whenever you need it. Buy $20 and stash it in your phone app wallet, and the city will give you $22 worth of time.
It's kind of a bonus parking session, if you will. It's more convenient for you to use the wallet, so you're not having to make the payment every single time. You can just type in your zone, and you're good to go.
The app will even email you receipts for your expense account. Paying for parking by phone means you'll no longer have to lug around handfuls of coins. But if you're a cash and carry kind of person, the city is still happy to accept your change, and every dime of it is reinvested in improving our parking environment. If you'd like more information about using the Passport parking app, you can find details on the parking meters, the City of Spokane's website, or by calling 311.
Hi, we're here today in Riverfront Park with a behind-the-scenes tour of a couple of sites that are real active in construction right now. One is the Louvre Carousel. You'll see the building is really taking shape. Pretty soon the carousel itself, which has been restored over the last year, will begin to be installed, and we're looking at a spring opening date for this beautiful new facility that's really not only going to be climate controlled for these antique horses, but will showcase the carousel like it's never been shown before. We've also got an active site over at the pavilion, and you'll see the pavilion looks very different. Our idea is to bring the pavilion structure back to closer to what it was for Expo 74. So it's much more open now. You'll see how incredible this net structure is, and it also will be highlighted in a way that we haven't seen for a long time. Thanks for taking a journey with us on a behind-the-scenes tour of Riverfront Park.
Thanks for watching Spokane Insight. If you'd like more information on the City of Spokane, please check us out on social media or on our website, SpokaneCity.org.